Hey everyone, welcome back to the 90th minute. We are your hosts, myself, Liam, Waz, Lucas, Greg. If you are new to the podcast, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. Hit that red button and then the bell notification. We would appreciate that very, very much.
Is the button really red though?
The subscribe button is red.
Shout out to all our new subscribers.
Yeah, shout out to our new subscribers. Shout out to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
The haters will say we don't know football, but I predicted how many games this weekend?
I don't know.
I beat this man the 1v1s.
This is disgusting. I see it.
The glasses are here. I am the champion this week. Hello, Lucas.
Link will be in the description for our 1v1 podcast. That's what he is referencing. I don't know what that is. So we're just going to keep moving on. Yes. Like I said, thank you for being subscribed and make sure you are subscribed. Help us get our name out there. We are kicking it off at only one place. Mm-hmm. Liverpool, Manchester City, Anfield. Mm-hmm. It was fun, to say the least.
Some say it was controversial.
It had a lot of everything. I gotta be honest. It had controversy.
A lot of complaining.
It had goals. It had screaming at referees.
It had Pep Guardiola's head almost falling off.
Yes.
Pep Guardiola. He has Klopp and Liverpool in the back of his mind. I think he needs to see a psychologist. That's coming from me.
I think it's coming from you. I think if anything, it shows how big this game was. Like, I mean, we all know how important it is in terms of points and position in the table wise. Mm-hmm. But like you said, like the psychology of it for the rest of the season, this game is huge.
Pep circled this game on his calendar, the second the schedule came out.
And not just Pep, but both managers and players, and even the stadium was just so intense from kickoff. Every time Man City had the ball, they were being booed. Raheem Sterling was getting booed so loud. It was fantastic.
I would boo Raheem Sterling as well.
Fair enough.
If I was a Liverpool supporter.
But, the game was fantastic from the moment go. First minute, and it's just drama already. It's just so much energy.
So much intensity from City from the start.
City was looking good, yeah.
I think this game was definitely a tale of two halves. I think Man City were better in the first half. But then again, Liverpool scored goals. Mm-hmm. I mean, second half, Liverpool, I think, were better, more composed at least, and City scored. So I mean, it was a weird game, but thank you.
Yes, we don't want that on.
No, we don't want you here.
Damn,
get out of here.
Let's go through the Liverpool match. Let's see what happened.
Well, of course, we should start early because. That's where everything
That's where it
5
began.
Minutes in.
That's where the fire started.
5 minutes in, basically.
5 minutes in, Pep
goes nuts.
Killed someone.
I mean, it was just great, though. So what occurred was Bernardo Silva makes a run into the box. It ricochets off of him, and then directly goes to Trent Alexander-Arnold, which it hits his arm blatantly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Liverpool go the other way and score.
A banger from Fabinho. Wow.
One of the best goals of the season, 100%. Yeah. But before that goal, let's take it to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Mm-hmm. Penalty or no?
Okay.
Initial reaction. No. Initial reaction. We can break it down in a second.
Okay.
Penalty or no?
I see this. It's just a 50-50 depending on how the refs are feeling, in my opinion, with that one.
Okay.
I saw it hit Bernardo's hand, so I'm like, is there a double jeopardy rule here, or is there something I'm missing?
That's what I think too. I think
for whatever reason, the players in the Premier League cannot keep their hands or arms down, and I've just noticed an abundance of handballs in the Premier League compared to any league. It's just kind of strange right now. So going forward, I think
handball or no.
See, the thing is, where I could see that being a handball as well is
we'll get into details soon, like Liam said. But it's about initial reaction.
All my initial reaction, first time watching it, I went penalty. Mm-hmm. Just the way that it hits Trent and the way it stops dead, penalty. Upon seeing the review and seeing the highlights, you see it hit Bernardo Silva's arm first, and the speed of which it goes to Trent, he has no time to react or get his arm out of the way. So you go, well, it would probably technically be a penalty, but it'd be a harsh penalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, We have the rules officially from the Premier League.
Because the rules mean jack shit in the Premier
But
League.
this is from the Premier League website. 'Cause it seemed like everyone was confused about it. Like, why wasn't that a penalty? Was it because there's like some double jeopardy thing with Bernardo hitting Bernardo Silva's hand first?
Yeah.
Premier League players will be allowed extra leeway when it comes to ricocheted handballs. It is often impossible to avoid contact with the ball if it has deflected off the body of an opponent, teammate, or even another player of the own player. So a handball will not be awarded if the ball touches a player's hand/arm directly from their own head, body, foot, or the head, body, foot of another player who is close/ nearby.
Can you provide a diagram in the video later?
I can provide a picture of the statement.
That's good.
Bang, bang.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I mean, like I said, it's an extremely harsh penalty if it's a penalty, but at least in my books, that's a penalty.
Yeah, so pretty much because Bernardo Silva was controlling the ball, Lovren went and challenged him, deflected, and then it hit Bernardo's hand straight to Trent's hand, and that's why it's not a penalty, because there was a deflection from a Manchester City player to Trent's arm.
I was surprised there wasn't a VAR review, at least a more lengthy one.
Well, there was a VAR review.
Very quick though. You're looking at the game last week, the day before, for the which game was it? It was like a 3-minute review.
I think they do a VAR review right away. Like once it happened, I assume that those people in the VAR room were looking at everything at every angle while the play was happening. VAR reviews don't just happen when the play stops.
No,
it happens while the play is happening.
In the rules, it just says right there, like ricocheted handballs, and this was a ricochet.
A huge moment, like 5 minutes in, and it's like this
and
is a season-defining moment.
The fact that they went the other way and scored.
Yeah,
and what I was trying to say before was like that the ball would have went to Sterling basically for like a free shot on net.
Yeah. I mean, Sterling may have missed it.
Also, the ball was at Aguero's foot, and he literally ran at the referee and yelled at him.
He stopped playing to go complain. Turn and shoot.
Yeah.
You have
Continue
a goal there,
to play,
right?
yeah.
What is Man City trying to rely on the referee right now? Is that what's going on?
Well, the thing is, probably a lot of people didn't know about this part of the handball.
You guys relied
rule.
on Howard Webb for how many years?
But yeah, I think a lot of people didn't really know about handball rule, including I think all of us really.
The handball rule is fickle.
And a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, it's going to seem the same old conversation. Oh, VAR's ruining the game of football. It's ruining the game." No, it's healthy for the game.
In some cases,
VAR in the right sense is healthy for the game, but VAR in the way it's being currently run in the Premier League is not the right.
But I mean, if you're an England supporter, you could have really used VAR in 2010. I'm just saying. Frank,
that was goal line
100%.
technology.
No, but
that was goal line technology. Let's be real.
Yeah, okay. Fair point. Never mind. I'm stupid.
At the end of the day, though, this is still like if you're a Liverpool supporter, it's not a penalty. If you're a City supporter, they're gonna think it's a penalty.
Yeah,
and then if you're not like just in the middle, like you'll have different opinions.
Based on the rules, like they technically did the right thing, the VAR team, by not awarding a penalty. And I mean, now, sorry, there's one thing that might confuse some people. I know. They say, oh, if it hit Bernardo Silva hand, they should just go back on VAR and give Liverpool a free kick instead of the goal. I'm like,
advantage.
Well, yeah, you'd imagine advantage, even though it technically wasn't given.
Let's follow the advantage per se. Let's go to the other end where Fabinho, like we said, unleashes the hell of a goal.
Yeah,
it was a powerful strike. Bravo had no chance. I don't think at least, you know.
If Ederson was in. He still was not saving.
Yeah, no goalie in the world to stop in that one. It had power, precision, hit in the right spot. You know, it was just a perfect strike.
Imagine doubting his ability.
Mm-hmm. It's only the second goal he's ever scored for Liverpool.
It was a banger of a goal.
It was a banger.
Liverpool kept him out in the game before so that he'd be good for them.
Yeah, they rested him. Yeah.
Fabinho showing why he's the best defensive midfielder in the world.
Even though that was a bit
of the opposite. On paper, he's not. Technically, the best defensive midfielder in the world on paper is
it's not Scott Brown.
Wilfred Ndidi.
I disagree.
On paper. I'm saying on paper. I mean, across Europe's top 5 leagues. I read this yesterday, so I had this fact saved.
Coming from the man that says stats don't mean anything to him.
They mean jack shit, but Wilfred Ndidi is currently second in the Premier League, Lucas.
I know you like Fabinho. Don't get ahead of yourself. There's plenty of good CDMs out in the world. He's nowhere near. No, Sergio Busquets is still playing.
No.
Come on, Liverpool versus Barcelona.
And N'Golo Kante still exists.
Sergio Busquets is not better because Sergio Busquets does not have the ability to move as much as Fabinho.
I don't think Fabinho's the fastest
No,
defensive
not fastest,
midfielder,
but just the amount of ground he covers in a game. Before this, because last week when I said to you, what was your starting midfield? You said Fabinho, Keita, Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Keita and Chamberlain did not start. You had Henderson, Fabinho, and Wijnaldum. All three of those guys cover so much ground in a game. Gini Wijnaldum, that man runs more than I've ever seen a person run before. Like, workhorse. That's a perfect guy to have in this game.
I thought Liverpool's midfield was very good this game.
Liverpool were good all around.
But about Sergio Busquets, yes, he's definitely up there, but I don't know. I'm obviously a bit biased because I'm a Liverpool fan.
How do we even get to
I don't know.
this?
Let's
topic?
keep the game going.
Fabinho scored a great goal.
I know, but
Then
we're talking about center defensive midfields.
13th minute. Fantastic goal yet again. I think this was my favorite goal of the game, I gotta be honest.
What a ball by
Alexander-Arnold
Trent.
hits it diagonal right across to Andy Robertson, who then one of the best crosses I've ever seen. Like, pinpoint the right spot, the right pace. Oh, it was fantastic. Right on the head of Mo Salah. And he bang puts it in. 2-0 Liverpool. 13 minutes.
I initially thought that was offside, but then I saw they didn't show during the game the lines or anything, which is kind of odd. I don't know why they didn't do that.
This was the second controversial moment. There was more to come.
But
The thing is,
then I saw it was onside.
it was onside, like clearly. So
Yeah, so I was so pleased with that. Like,
I mean, you're up 2-0.
Yeah,
So.
City's defense, it's kind of poor on them for their defense being completely destroyed on two
Well, that's
passes.
the thing, because City, 13 minutes in, City were the better team.
Yeah.
They were pressing. They had more possession. They had more chances
Yeah,
created.
they had
They
several
should have
chances.
had. They should have had a goal of at least one of their early free kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Both times they got your line stayed to pull like a high line. They got in behind.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't head the ball on target.
Shout out De Bruyne. He was pulling strings in this game from the set pieces, from open play. He was creating so many chances.
I thought he had a bit of a quiet game, De Bruyne.
I thought he was creating a lot of chances.
I thought it was pretty good.
He's the engine for
He
the
is.
City. He's their best
And
player by far.
I think the engine was stuttering a little bit.
No,
today.
I don't think so. I just think, maybe for the most part, City were the better team.
Mate, they lost
But
3-1.
They still lost because poor defensive coverage.
You sound like Pep. Did you see his after game comments? Oh, we had a fantastic game today.
Well,
We played
they didn't
beautifully.
play-
We came to this
they didn't play
stadium and we
bad.
played great. You lost
But-
3-1.
They still played well.
They still
The
played
difference
good.
is Liverpool know how to win.
Do you think on paper Pep views his team as a weaker side?
No.
Exactly. So if his team played well as an equal or better side, they should win.
They just couldn't score.
Yeah, sometimes your top players up front don't have a good day. Doesn't mean your team didn't play
I
well.
don't
Maybe it
think-
could have been a 3-3 game.
But it wasn't.
But
It wasn't.
The thing is, Liverpool's front three always comes to play, and they always score.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Anyways, we haven't even finished covering the game, so
Sadio, he scores too.
Yeah, from a brilliant cross from Henderson.
Yes.
that was
beautiful.
beautiful by Henderson.
It was fantastic.
He should get a call for England.
He's been in England
Jay
forever.
Ringo was
really
like
pay
England
attention
captain
to
for a
him,
while. Like,
I think Henderson deserves a little bit more credit in this game.
he's very good.
Like I said, I thought the Liverpool midfield was very good this game.
Why do you say that?
I thought just Wijnaldum had a really good game. Henderson
They
had a
worked
good game,
hard.
and Fabinho.
They worked hard.
Usually has
they
good
did
games.
well defensively, and I mean they contributed on the attack.
Because Lucas, you before this match were saying that you weren't pleased with Wijnaldum and Henderson. Did you like them this game though?
Yeah, well, so Wijnaldum, I was very happy with his performance. I thought he actually wanted to be on the ball. He wanted the ball so many times. He wasn't ghosting it like he has done many times in matches this season.
Yeah.
He was not afraid. He was not afraid to take on a guy, make a give and go. Like, there was a chance in the first half where he had a give and go with Firmino, and he just kind of messed up his pass.
Let's be really, all your players tend to show up in big games. Just what happens. Your players just show up when the
Is
time
is that a manager, instilling that into
I don't know.
the players?
It's something Liverpool have right now.
I think Klopp gets his players up
Yeah.
for big occasions. I think Anfield always helps. When you're at home, that stadium can get
the
you
perfect
rising.
example is like against Barcelona. They they came back with 4. They were down with 3-0 in aggregate.
Yeah.
Liverpool is excellent in Anfield.
Yeah, but focusing on City, so you have to be disappointed with Aguero's performance up front.
Aguero was very quiet.
He wasn't quiet, but he wasn't shooting well.
I thought he was just very poor in general.
He had a great chance, two great chances in the first half as well, where
he's missing a shooting boost.
One shot got saved by Allison.
Yeah.
I like that shot though, because like he received the ball on the outside of the box, took a nice touch and nutmegged Fabinho and took the shot.
Yeah.
And then the other one where should he have taken a shot better or should he have passed across to De Bruyne? I don't
Raheem
know.
Sterling was making okay runs, wasn't getting into the box like he has been for a while. Bernardo Silva, he does get a goal, but again, I thought he was not.
That was a good finish from Bernardo Silva.
He was a very good finish. It was
play.
perfect.
I think it was in that
corner.
instance where Klopp was complaining to the referee because he was trying to make a substitution.
Yeah, they wanted to get was it Oxlade-Chamberlain on?
And then in that process, Silva scores.
Yeah.
And then Klopp was furious. And that's where I'm like, okay, Klopp, relax. Can you just stop complaining, dude? You're up like 3-0.
No, but the thing is, he wanted to make the substitution to cover that side of the field.
Yeah. We can't always have what we want, Mr.
Well,
Klopp.
of course he's gonna be frustrated that his team conceded.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like managers always complain.
But that's the thing, because this game was so intense that for those 90 minutes, you were at the peak of your, like, I have to be the perfect coach right now.
Yeah.
And one mistake could cost you a league title.
Because
Like,
City
it's
were
huge.
pressing afterwards. There's
Yeah.
many things happening, which a controversial thing, which we'll get into right now.
Yes. Who do you think was City's best player of the game? Because I have my answer. It's an odd one.
I know. I have a feeling I know what one you're gonna say.
He was good. He was
um,
really good. I was very impressed.
I was pretty impressed with De Bruyne. I don't know. I thought he was.
Angelino.
Angelino was
good, yeah.
very good.
He did have a good chance in the first half. He had a
hit the
nice give and
post,
go
yeah.
with De Bruyne, where
He had
De
a
Bruyne
couple
broke two
mistakes,
lines of defense. But I thought in the second half, Angelino wasn't really
I liked him.
providing as much as he was in the first half. I
I was
thought
a big fan of the Baldy man.
it's weird. Yeah, we saw Mendy on the sidelines. He was just dropped completely from the squad.
Yeah.
And Pep said after the game, Mendy's been injured for 2 years. I'm like, damn, Pep's just going out for blood right now.
I like seeing Pep upset. But let's get to why he was so upset.
Another thing
ahead.
I loved was Lovren's block
Yeah.
on the ground, like
ground,
lifts
yeah.
his leg and blocks it. That was that probably would have been a goal too.
We apologize if everything's like everywhere right now. We're just giving our thoughts of what.
Yeah, I just remembered that. So
So
remember we passed
the
it.
penalty that could have been, which one? The push or the hand?
wait, what?
Push.
So there's a
Oh,
push.
yeah.
I think it was Monty that pushed him. What do you guys think of that?
Oh, on to Sterling.
Yeah.
In the
In the second half,
that's not a
you
penalty.
don't think so?
That was clear. Like, no, I don't think it's a
Do
penalty.
you think Sterling was on his way down?
Yeah,
already?
he was like basically already on the ground.
He was on his way down looking for contact, 100%.
No
Second one,
surprise.
Trent again.
Hits
Trent
his
needs to
hand.
like put his hands behind his back.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I think Trent needs to cut his arm
No,
off.
no. I'm sorry, but that's not a penalty
It's not
at
a
all.
penalty at all.
Sterling
was
deliberately
looking- yeah.
put it at his arm.
Sterling
Went
flicks the
in
ball
like
up
that much space. Sorry.
Sterling flicks the ball up with Trent's arm right down by his side. It does hit his arm, but
You thought it was deliberate?
by Sterling
Yeah.
to flick it into
You thought
Trent.
you thought he meant to like hit
Not
his
like
hand, or
perfectly, but like
I think he put others like, yeah, see what happens.
oh really?
I saw how I took it as.
that's how I see it. I mean, players always don't want to do that, but like, and maybe he didn't do that, but like, it kind of looks like it, and there was hardly any space like
Yeah.
between the two players.
It was too
so.
close. Plus, yeah, Trent's arms are down by his side. Where do you want his arms to be? But it does make Pep go seething mad at the fourth official. Two.
And then he's like,
Pep. I hate to break it to you. 2. That's where you're gonna
It's like
finish in the
Jose
Premier League.
3.
He probably
That's where you're gonna finish in the Premier League. Pep second. Bitch.
maybe. I mean, it's
Wow.
right now another team kicking their tires, but
We'll get there.
yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. At first I'm like, oh, they could call this a penalty, but then I realized, like that's as natural a position an arm can be. His arms are just down.
Yeah.
And like,
Still, I think they gotta cut his arms off. This is getting
I
ridiculous.
mean, that's painful, was.
So
Yes.
let me give you a few fun facts here.
Doesn't need his arms to play football.
Liverpool have played 6 out of the top 7 teams so far.
Yes.
City have only played 1. Which
No,
was
no,
today.
they played. Are you not counting Spurs?
No, before today.
Yeah, they played Spurs already.
So they played 1.
Oh,
Before
before
today.
today. Yes.
For today.
So
Sorry.
let's assume, over the past 2 years, let's assume the number to reach is 100 points to kind of win the Premier League.
That's ridiculous just to say.
It's nuts, but let's just go with
right
that
now.
number.
Yeah.
To win the league, Liverpool can go with 21 victories. They have the ability to draw 3 and lose 2. For City, after today's game now, to get 100 points, they need to win 25 and only lose 1.
How many draws?
0. They cannot draw a game. They are only able to lose 1.
Wow.
Can City go the rest of the season only losing 1 game
No.
to get this magic 100 number?
No one. They have already lost 3 times now.
And with the injuries they have, no.
So
I'm sorry, Mr. Pep. Not everything's in your control.
I know I've said before that maybe Liverpool can go the season without losing. I've said that.
Chelsea or Leicester on their A game could beat City.
Liverpool can drop points. They can drop points. A draw
On their
here or
A game.
there.
I think Liverpool's going to lose a game eventually. I don't think they're going to go undefeated.
You
I mean,
never
if they
know.
do, good for them.
Look at that game against Villa. They were very close to
don't-
getting a loss
I
or
don't
even
wanna see
a
it.
draw. So it's possible.
Although-
you go away to these lower table clubs and just
Anything
sit
can
back, park the bus. It's possible.
We
But
saw City lose a couple times last season too.
I mean, City's lost to Norwich.
yeah,
And we thought Norwich was going to kick on and have a great season. They're last place.
they're not very good.
They've lost so many games since then.
So yeah, all I'm saying is Liverpool are well and truly in the driving seat.
Yeah, you're
They
You
definitely
let
are.
this slip, you don't deserve the title.
You're right, Liam.
Yeah.
Liverpool are in the driving seat. When you're 8 points ahead of second place and
Yeah.
9 points over the team that you think are going to be your title rivals. I know what you're going to say. Quiet for one second.
What? I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to say something totally different, probably.
If he talks about United,
But yeah, Liverpool, it's in their hands right now. They just need to keep on playing like they have been. I know some of you have been saying that they haven't been at their best, but
I don't think they have been, which is shocking because they've still been
They
very
haven't
good.
lost.
As you can say, the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
Now,
I think, and that's why I think this year, last year when you watch Liverpool, they were superb in like a 1-game, 2-game kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But over the length of the season, they were good enough kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This season, I could see them doing the opposite. Winning the Premier League, not the Champions League. They have the longevity, maybe not the ability to overturn a 3-0 deficit to Barcelona. They have it in them, but I think if you ask Jurgen Klopp,
we'll see.
What would you rather take? Premier
there's a
League.
part of me that wants to see them go undefeated, just so Arsenal fans can finally shut up about being invincibles.
But
The
you-
Invincibles
But at the
weren't even
same-
that good because they.
At the same
They
time,
were
I'm
good.
a United supporter. I don't want to see that
They were
happen.
good. Don't get me wrong.
might want to.
But the Invincible team drew how many games? Like they did not get anywhere close to 100 points.
Listen, mate, you're gonna trigger a lot of Arsenal fans.
Arsenal
you're
fans.
gonna piss off a
Who
lot of
cares
people.
about them?
I know.
Their club's a joke.
It's the only thing they've been talking about for the last 15 years.
No, all I've talked about the last 50 years is Emery out, Wenger out. Who can we get as manager? Who's
Ozil,
our captain?
Xhaka.
Ozil. You club's a
Not
joke.
Not wrong.
Bentner.
Thierry Henry's gone a long time ago. Your club's a
Lucas,
joke.
Van Persie
has
ditched
Liverpool
you guys.
played Chelsea yet?
Yep, they beat Chelsea at Stamford
So
Bridge.
Liverpool's beaten Leicester, Chelsea, and City.
But they
so
drawn United.
That's what you want to bring up. Anyways, so
Let's
like,
move on.
yeah,
Wait,
so
wait.
that's I guess what you were getting at is Liverpool does not have to play that many top teams
Well, they still have to play them the second
another
played
time,
Sheffield
but
yet?
City's gonna have to
Yes.
play.
Sheffield.
I hope they win the league.
Sheffield's
if
look
anything.
good.
Let's get on to down. I know you want to say something. What do you want to say?
I can't remember anymore.
Okay. Let's move on down the table. Leicester City are in second place on goal differential, especially after their 9-0
Predicted this
victory.
one as well.
Leicester City beats Arsenal 2-0.
Yes.
Oh.
Comfortably.
Very comfortably. This was a
You're a
very
big
good
Leicester
game.
fan.
I really am. I
I don't feel
thoroughly
like this
enjoyed
is
it.
the same fairy tale from a couple years ago. I think.
They're a better team. This is a better team.
Oh, no doubt.
This is a well-rounded, much better team.
But that team had Conte.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy,
but I mean,
Ndidi.
this is. And Ndidi is a new Conte.
Ndidi
No.
on paper is the best CDM in the world.
No.
On paper.
Statistically,
He's got the
yeah.
most tackles, most ball retention. He's made the most. I don't know. all the
Statman
stats.
Liam.
He has on paper
Statman.
the best CDM in the
It's
world.
true,
Oh,
right?
Can you show me these stats?
I don't know. There's somewhere. I can't
Okay,
think
well,
of
you
it.
don't have to worry about looking for them.
Yeah,
You
we
can
don't-
show
we-
me another time.
We don't
Sure.
need to see it.
But
You're a fraud.
look, Ndidi is a
You're
fantastic
a
player.
fraud. Your club's a fraud.
Listen, man. You really think I'm a fraud?
I'm playing you next week. I'll take you down.
Please, no,
Okay,
please no.
relax, buddy. I'm here.
But yeah, Ndidi is the whole Leicester midfield is fantastic. Ndidi, Tielemans, there's Madison, there's
yeah.
Childbury, there's Prayat, fantastic players, all great on the ball, all they all know their roles.
Yeah. And they have a fantastic goal scorer in Jamie Vardy. He's top of the Premier League right now.
No surprise.
And they have a great goalie in Casper Schmeichel, a guy who's been around for years, right?
Yeah.
And their bench is strong. Like you said, you had Damari Gray, you had Prayat come on. You still have Mark Albright, who isn't that good, but he's there.
You know, they're not the richest club in the world, and yet they're doing more than Spurs, Arsenal have done in the past 10 years.
United.
Let's be honest here.
They've won a league
Yeah.
much more recently than
And
you guys
they
have.
haven't had to rely on the Henrys and the Lundbergs and whatever.
And the Fergusons.
Listen, man, don't get him.
I also love Leicester's back line.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Ricardo Pereira is one of the best right backs in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Chilwell is getting better and better each year.
Yeah.
Soyuncu,
Lucas.
oh my word! I
he's
watched this guy
very
back
good.
at Freiburg. This guy has come a long way since
Yeah.
then.
He just puts to shame. He takes his time and watches Freiburg play while you watch Celtic play.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, he does his
I watched
research.
Virgil van Dijk play.
So did I at Southampton, I guess. What's your point?
I saw him live.
Oh, congrats. I saw Zlatan live.
Is Zlatan ever going to win a Ballon d'Or?
No, I've seen David Beckham live as well.
Is he
So
ever going
shut
to win a
up.
Ballon d'Or?
Shut up. Okay, Lucas, what would you do if Liverpool end up slipping and Rodgers won the title? Could you imagine the scenes?
Liverpool fans would
I think Lucas would
lose it.
actually pick up drinking.
I wouldn't go that far. Like at the end of the day, it's just a game, really. Like my life is like if football exists or not, my life is. You're gonna find something else
Screw it,
in
you've
life.
seen your team in the Champions League.
But like, yeah, that would really
Yes.
suck seeing Brendan Rodgers win the Premier League before we did.
Yeah, he's never gonna win the Premier League.
Hey, you never know.
No.
Anything can happen, but
He had his time. He needed some striker named Suarez to get close.
Well, they got star striker named Vardy.
And
Jamie
he's
Vardy's
won it
having a
before,
party.
though.
But look,
Anyways.
okay, what happened in this game? Because we've been talking about Leicester for like 5 minutes and not even mentioning this game.
Gentlemen, whoever watched the game the most, go ahead.
I mean, I watched the game, but I mean, what happened in this game was Leicester were, they had their press, they won the ball back, and when they had the ball back, they were dangerous on the attack. They were quick, they got into the right channels. They had shots on net. They made Arsenal look very, very average.
Arsenal had a few good counterattack opportunities, but they just couldn't convert.
I mean, they have Lacazette and Aubameyang. Those guys are always going to be goal threats.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's 2 incidents in the first half where should they have been penalties. So and when Soyuncu was pulled by Guendouzi,
Yeah,
do you think that's a penalty?
yeah, I do.
Was?
I don't think you watched it.
Who cares? Okay, who cares about Waz's opinion?
Yeah,
right?
It's
sure.
watching a better game.
Yes, I do think it was.
I think it
should've
was
been a
bad. I
penalty.
mean, he was making an attempt at the ball, but yeah, Guendouzi made no attempt. He just grabbed him and pulled him back.
Yeah, my only problem is that would Soyuncu even reach the ball? But then again, he's still fouling him in the box.
Was Evans ever going to reach the ball against Burnley? No, but they still gave him a foul.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like
point.
the VAR is so bad. I'm sorry.
And also Ndidi, so he kind of falls down, tries to support himself, hits his hand, then went to Lacazette and he shot and missed the net.
I don't think that's a penalty.
Yeah.
Where do you want him to go?
Yeah, and I think in the letter of the law it says that if it hits the hand you're trying to support while you're landing,
Yeah.
it's not a penalty.
What are you supposed to do? Just fall on your face?
Yes, you are.
do a dolphin dive?
Yeah, okay, so let's look at this Arsenal 11 because it is not exactly strong, I don't think.
I disagree. I think it's a
Chambers, Louise, and Holding is your back three.
fair enough.
Come on!
Callum Chambers actually had a good game.
I don't care what he did at Fulham.
I'm just.
I don't care.
I thought he actually had a good
Chambers,
game.
David Luiz and Rob Holding should not be a back three for a supposed top 4 possible side.
I agree with that, but all I'm saying is I thought Chambers actually had a good
The
game.
fact that Kolasinac started over KT, bullshit. KT's the best. No, he's the second best left back in the Prem.
Andy.
Robertson's pretty good.
KT's barely played in the Prem.
And he's still the best, okay?
Okay, man. I like Emery having Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Ozil, but I don't like how they set them up because it seemed like Aubameyang and Lacazette played more wide.
Yeah.
Which is, especially Aubameyang, especially both players, their
Get
strengths
them
are in the
in,
box.
yeah.
Like, the wide positions should be covered by your wing backs.
Yeah, you're playing a back 5.
But yeah,
Those wing
they
backs
played a
get
back
forward,
5,
yeah.
not a back 3 with 2 wingers basically.
Yeah.
And I thought Barron was doing well getting forward, but obviously it wasn't
Yeah,
enough.
he had a few good chances too.
I still just go back. I think Arsenal's just a spineless team. They have no heart.
It starts at the manager.
They have no fight.
It starts at the top.
Let's talk about manager. Is Emery out?
Apparently not.
Supposedly they held talks with
I thought he would.
who's it? The ex-Barca manager. Supposedly.
So, what? Let me find this article
I'll be
from The
honest.
Athletic.
Yes.
Why would you want an ex-Barca manager? If you get sacked from Barcelona, that's just sad.
I kind of agree.
I thought he would have been gone already, to be fair, but
Okay, so from The Athletic, David Ornstein. Many fans know his name.
He's pretty good.
Yes. So Arsenal bosses apparently are 100% behind Emery. They deny considering change or talking to candidates. Plan to review in summer. Kroenke plus execs offering full support. Won't react to noise. Feel results will improve at most. And think Arsenal is on the right path. Is this them backing the manager, or is this the kiss of the death?
see, I sometimes like this happens and they say all this,
Yeah.
and then in like a couple days they're just gone. So
I still think Emery is the right man for the job. I don't.
Okay,
I saw what he
give
did
your
at Sevilla.
Yeah.
I saw what he did with a team that were not the best on paper, but he got the best out of his players. So I go, why can't he get that out of Arsenal players? To me, it's the players.
the thing is,
They've turned on
that's
coaches
fair enough.
before. They've given up playing. They've gone, you know what? I'm here just to collect a paycheck.
yeah, Arsenal's shown it in some games this season that
They
they
have
can do
potential,
which
yeah.
is, I guess, the reason why I say you think like the players are the things that are turning on and off, not the manager.
Emery with the right team can do well, but then again, you see him at PSG and he didn't get anything out of those
And
players.
then one of the worst collapses in
Yeah.
football history.
Yeah.
But my counter argument to you, Liam, I don't agree with you. I think Emery has not, especially recent. They have some obscene record of like a certain amount of wins in their last 7 games. I don't remember how much, but it's not great. And Aubameyang, Lacazette,
They have good players.
good attack. They should have one of the best attacks in the Premier League with Pepe on the bench, but they have a -1 goal difference.
Yeah.
They've conceded more goals than they've scored for a team with those attacking players. These attacking players that are worth over 200 million combined.
But we said that their issue last season was defensive. We saw that their issues were center backs and wing backs.
Maybe
they brought in wing backs to support that. They knew Bellerin was coming back, and they brought in Tierney. Why did they not go after a decent center back? David Luiz is not that man.
They
I'm
signed a
sorry.
center back, but he's not coming to the club till next year.
Who did they sign?
Saliba. He's apparently doing really well for Saint Etienne.
Well, that's good for Saint Etienne right now, but Arsenal currently have nothing.
Go sign someone.
Like, don't wait till next season. Sign now. Don't get David Luiz. We know what he's.
We are by no means football experts. We're not capable of running a club
we
like
have
Arsenal.
not played in the Premier League.
But what I'm saying is, as someone who should be a football executive or a transfer guy, you should know bring in a bloody center back.
You can't bring everyone all at once, though.
They're Arsenal. Do they not
I
have money?
understand that.
Financial fair play.
The thing was like
But you can probably find someone better than David Luiz.
Well, maybe they couldn't. Maybe the options they were looking for were like.
they were unavailable.
Yeah, like
or-
I mean-
they want a guy like Upamecano, but he was worth maybe
I know
100.
a much
Yeah.
better center back, and he plays for Brighton named Lewis Dunk.
Look,
I don't know why not more people are looking at
are you
Lewis
gonna
Dunk.
because Brighton's gonna ask for over 50 million
Go
for him
ahead.
because he's English. Are you
Go.
gonna pay 50 million for Lewis Dunk? Who
Yes.
for Harold Maguire.
Yes.
He'll pay literally anything.
To be fair, Maguire's been good for United,
Yes, we've probably had one of the better defensive records in Europe.
but with Emery, like when you watch the team play, so many times it's not exciting.
It's predictable.
yeah.
They have this attacking talent that could have the potential to have some nice eccentric movements and patterns of play, but they don't make the most out of it. I think he's a coward, honestly. I think he's too scared.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong because, quite frankly, it's very possible that it is correct.
Now, I don't know. I don't want to blame the man. Maybe something's going on at the club that's making him have his tactics be more cowardice than they
But
should be.
Even Wenger was very predictable and very,
But at least he was playing some attractive football.
Yeah.
yeah, that is valid, yeah.
So I can understand Arsenal fans wanting Emery sacked because is this Arsenal team better than they were a year ago? No.
No. The game does end 2-0 for Leicester. We got very off topic.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
We've
That's how
covered
the 90th minute goes. If you don't like it, well, too bad.
We've covered 2 games, and
It's okay.
it's been a good bit.
The goals did come through James Maddison and Jamie Vardy, both decent finishes. That moves Leicester up to second spot in the Premier League. Now, tied on points but behind on goal differential is Chelsea. They are third. They get a 2-0 victory over Crystal Palace. Goals from Christian Pulisic and Tammy Abraham.
Beautiful.
They are finally playing, the correct players in the correct places, I think.
They're playing the Lampard way.
I'm liking them.
No.
And it's such a young team. Like, imagine if Chelsea can just keep these players and they just grow.
I mean,
and grow.
it's Chelsea
Like,
Football Club. I hope they can keep them.
Well, will these players be able to sustain it for the entire season? They don't have
They're
that much
pretty
experience
young.
in the top flight
I think
yet.
the best center back right now they have is Kurt Zuma.
No, I think Tomori's been better.
No, I'm just saying, like, experience-wise,
Yeah.
Kurt Zuma. That's kind of strange.
That was where we said their weak point would be.
But Zuma's been playing well recently,
Yeah.
so fair play to him. He's
They-
been criticized a bit this season.
They have conceded 17, which isn't great, but, they're still up
I feel
there.
like if they kept David Luiz, they would have conceded more.
I mean, he wouldn't be starting.
Is
I don't
Tomori Canadian? I've heard he's Canadian.
He was born in Canada, but he plays for England.
Why does he not play for us?
think. Because he
Why
left
would
Canada at a young age and he made a good living in England and enjoys the.
Listen, Alfonso, give Tomori a call. Yeah, that's right.
But no, but Pulisic...
you're talking to the camera. They're like Alfonso's watching
Oh,
us
you
right
know
now.
he does.
Yeah, Alfonso loves us.
Yeah,
My,
exactly.
my sister is friends with him, actually. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Friends are just like Snapchat.
Listen, I know
Well,
we're all...
they played against
We might be
each
a little
other.
bit little off topic, but I played on the same pitch as Alfonso Davies, so I'm a pretty good
Okay.
But Christian Pulisic, he is scoring finally for Chelsea. He seems to be repaying his 65 million transfer fee.
Yeah, Lampard's giving him the chances, and he's converting
paying it
them.
off.
Yeah.
Tammy Abraham doing extremely well since coming back to Chelsea. It's good. Chelsea look like a very dangerous attacking side.
Yeah, and Mason Mount working very hard for
Yeah.
the team and also providing great performances. I wasn't able to watch this match, but I've been hearing a lot of great things about all these Chelsea players.
Ngolo's back as well.
Goals
So.
back.
I know people are saying, I know Alex Goldberg, a big Chelsea fan on Twitter, was saying Kovacic was world class.
He's been good.
He's been, because he's less reliant on having to score goals from
Yeah.
midfield this
Yeah.
season, like he had to with Sarri, which he wasn't the best at. He's not good at scoring goals, but he's great at controlling the game and
Yeah.
dictating the tempo.
We already mentioned fourth is Manchester City, shockingly. Fifth, though, this is even more of a shock. Sheffield United, freshly promoted. They are in fifth.
I'm surprised they're fifth, but I'm not surprised they're doing well.
They're doing good.
Yeah.
They get a 1-1 draw with Tottenham at Spurs.
They should have won.
They should have won, yeah.
They were the better team,
Oh, it
honestly.
just seems like
100%.
Sheffield they have very good structure right now at the moment.
They have a good coach.
And they're in good
They
form.
have a good
It's-
coach who
yeah.
gets the best out of
Hopefully
them.
it's not one of those things where it's like a one season thing and they
It's
can build
good.
off of
Like
it.
you go to Spurs Stadium and you're just not afraid of them.
Yeah.
They're pressing them.
They remind me a little bit of Wolves from last year. Not
just
like,
play
not
their
tactics
game.
wise, but like coming up and showing the league who's boss.
Yeah.
Sheffield is one of the best Premier League teams at pressing. It's incredible
Yeah.
watching them.
I know
They're
we
just not afraid.
Said, they'll probably get relegated because they didn't sign anyone. They don't need to.
Well,
right
they did.
now.
They did sign Ravel Morrison, who did show promise
Yeah.
young in his career, and he did all right in Italy.
Well,
so.
they signed several players just from the
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
of Premier League, stature.
But really, we didn't know much about this team and how they
Exactly.
played. Like they play a very unique style
It's-
that most promoted teams don't do.
It's not like they're Wolves and just signed every Portuguese player not named Cristiano Ronaldo.
And they're also excellent defensively. Second best defensive record in the Premier
Yeah,
League,
that's insane. Well, I mean, and Dean Henderson is playing great.
except
Yes.
against Liverpool.
Well, that's Liverpool.
You love your Dean Henderson,
Of
don't
course,
you?
he's the next United
Great.
great.
David De Gea.
Yeah, well, when De Gea leaves, Dean Henderson will be ready.
When will David De Gea leave?
Whenever the fax machine gets fixed. So, we don't know when that will be, but anyways.
But yeah, I'm impressed with Sheffield. Yeah, I think they should have won the game, honestly.
Yeah, they
Well,
were. I think the better side.
They also they should have won just before with that anyways
Yeah,
because
they had a goal disallowed.
which was
Now, what's your thoughts on it?
it's just more VAR
Yeah.
stupidity, honestly. Not like stupidity, but it's so close. Like it was. I think it is offside, but holy crap! It's like
yeah.
this.
His shoe was too big.
It was exactly,
Literally.
It was. He's a size 11. If he was a size 10, he's onside.
It literally is
And
that.
it's like
That's insane.
And it wasn't even
The play that made it a goal.
Yeah.
Like it made it a goal.
it was
but
the build-up play, not the goal
it
itself.
was like 20 seconds later.
Yeah.
which sucks, but technically that.
Technically, yeah.
But man, like these close off sides are actually killing me. I
Yeah.
thought. I
oh
thought,
yeah.
I thought it's fine because like they're getting it's black or white, but sometimes like the players who are offside, they aren't even directly in a position where it's an advantage.
Plus, I think there was outrage because it took almost 4 minutes
I'm pretty sure
to get a
VAR
decision here.
VAR's
Yeah.
decision-making system is stronger in real life than like FIFA.
It's like you said, they roll the dice.
Yeah,
They
I
roll the
think
dice.
they
I'll say,
do. Or
it's better they flip a coin. Oh, that's better. But they roll the dice.
Yeah.
But yes, Spurs, like I said, it ends 1-1. That drops Tottenham all the way down to 14th in the
yeah, well,
Premier
right now
League.
the Premier League is kind of like if you win one game, you're back in 7th. You lose one, you're like in 14th. So
But Spurs are in a very, very poor run of form.
Yeah. I don't know.
Harry Kane's not scoring. I mean, they're relying on Son
Kane
to come-
seemed very off that game.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, how Kane should go to United." I don't really want him right now. I'll be honest.
Like, if you look at Spurs' recent results, they drew Sheffield, they drew Everton, they lost to Liverpool, they drew Watford, they lost to Brighton. Their last victory was in September against Southampton. That's bad. Like,
Now, if you pay attention to the players that have been constantly in the media this season,
yeah.
I don't know if there's a reason for this, but none of them got on the field. None. Alderweireld, whose contract I think expires next season.
Yeah.
I mean, or in the summer, he was stuck on the bench. Same with Vertonghen. I don't think
Who
Vertonghen
are
was.
arguably your best two center backs.
I don't know if Vertonghen
Yeah.
was injured, but yeah, he's not even on the bench.
Eric Dyer, holy crap, he was terrible.
And then Christian
Well,
When was
Eriksen.
the last time he played? Like,
I think he played in the Champions League
Yeah, that's
game,
true.
but he was terrible.
Christian Eriksen, who few months ago is saying one of the best midfielders in the world, he's benched. I don't know if there was there might have been a reason for this. I don't
I'm
know. I
fairly
didn't look
sure
into
I
it.
said he was overrated, but thank you.
I agree with you.
Whatever.
But
Who said he was?
He's losing his legs.
Who said he was beyond world class?
he's 27. This is his prime years.
He said
He
last
needs
season
to go
he
to a
was
better club.
he was beyond
I
world
think
class.
he should go to a better club, maybe like Juventus, Real Madrid. You know?
Juventus have Aaron Ramsey. They don't need anyone
He
else.
definitely needs he's definitely at the point in his career where he needs another move to
Yeah.
just get motivated again.
It's like
Is he-
Lukaku, for example. He had
Yeah.
to get out of United and he's scoring goals
But
again.
look at the teams they've drawn recently. So Sheffield, yes, they're in 5th, but they're a newly promoted side. Everton, right down at the bottom of the Premier League. They lose to Liverpool, fair enough. They draw Watford, who were right down at the bottom of the Premier League. And they lose to Brighton, who are right down the bottom of the Premier League.
It's gonna get
That's
worse.
bad.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better for Spurs, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting how the next few months shape because if they don't start getting on a patch of wins, then I don't know. I'm not gonna say relegation because that's stupid, but
But who knows? This
they could easily miss
Mid-table.
out. They could easily miss out on Europe this season,
Which would be
Oh,
terrible considering
yeah.
Champions League final.
But if you think about it, they're only 3 points behind. So
It's close enough, but you look at current form, you go, I don't see this turning around anytime soon. But let's keep going down the Premier League. We mentioned Arsenal; they're in 6th. Manchester United are
Yes,
up
that's
to
right.
7th
That's
now.
right. We're back up top, boys.
You get a 3-1 victory at home over Brighton.
Well, we got to get that Europa League spot back. So,
Goals
and
from
we're doing well in Europa League as well.
goals
so.
from Andreas Pereira, an own goal by Davy Proper, and Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, Rashford should have probably had 2 goals.
He
He missed some
he missed
clear
it.
had
chances.
3.
Martial played
You know,
amazing
you know who
again.
scored for Brighton? Lewis Dunk.
Yeah, of course. I think United. I would love to sign him. Probably too
Pretty
much
good.
money, but he's great in the air.
just have a back line of Duncan.
Maguire.
Wan-Bissaka played amazing as well. He's always playing well. Wan-Bissaka has not had a bad game all season.
Yes.
What about Bournemouth, where he got juggled over?
Listen, every player has his faults.
Yes, I'm not gonna judge a player on his
So,
worst moment.
yeah.
So
Scotty McTominay, he did.
Did
he get injured?
No,
he played the whole game.
I
scored.
thought he got injured, McTominay.
Brandon Williams, he's playing well for United.
it's nice to see academy player
Yeah.
coming in and doing
Yeah.
well for you guys.
So we bring in the academy players. They play well.
Not
Well,
as good as Chelsea.
I know
Is he gonna play-
Chelsea are showing how it's done. So.
Does he play over Young when Young comes back?
Well, yeah, Young is like 34, man. He's time for him
I
to
know,
retire.
but like
Time for him to
still,
retire. Does he play over Luke Shaw? I don't know.
Yeah, that's That's the
Okay,
thing.
that's a bigger question.
Unfortunately for Luke Shaw, he's had too many injury problems. That has probably stunted his potential and growth.
Yeah.
I blame Andreas Guardado from when he played with PSV for that.
You're gonna blame something that happened 5 years ago.
Yes, that was a disgusting challenge. And you know me, I hold on to grudges in football. Angel Di Maria, Luis Suarez. So,
I mean, look.
Especially hold on to grudge as Lewandowski because he left your beloved Dortmund.
yeah, but he's the best striker in the world.
Oh.
He's Polish, so
We'll get onto them.
yeah. Anyways,
His
great
beloved.
performance.
I want to talk about more of the relegation battle going on because it is as equally tight, if not more so, than the top of the table.
I feel like there's right now 3 clear favorites for relegation.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, go
yes.
ahead.
Yes,
we
student.
said that Marco Silva would be the next fired, the manager of Everton. I like to change that. It's gonna be the manager of West Ham.
Pellegrini.
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh, West Ham.
They're in bad form.
They've plummeted.
Considering the signings they made and
The
everything.
money they spent,
and-
yeah.
I thought they were gonna have a great season.
Yeah.
And
So
right
was
now,
I. Yeah.
they've just proven me wrong completely. And Burnley, they scored 3. Maybe it could have been more. They
The
had a
last
goal ruled
victory
from.
was over Manchester United. Since then, they've drawn Bournemouth, lost to Palace, lost to Everton, drawn Sheffield,
Yeah.
lost to Newcastle, and lost to Burnley.
They're losing and drawing to the teams that they need to be beating,
yeah.
like because they're most
they
likely
have a-
not going to beat the
They
top
have a
teams.
tough run coming up.
My concern is I think they're paying Pellegrini quite a bit of money
Yeah.
to be their manager. So I don't
Yeah.
know how much the severance package would
Their,
be if
their
they
next,
sacked
their
him.
next handful of games, they host Tottenham,
Yikes.
then they're away at Chelsea, then they're away at Arsenal, and they're away at Wolves, and then they have Liverpool.
That's all back to back.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, that's a tough run.
They're not gonna-
Good job, West Ham.
They could be in the relegation zone, but then again, if they get a new manager in, and then a new spark of life, and they might get some upset victories over some of those.
I mean, West
things
Ham
can change.
always seems to have money, and they sign decent managers here or there. But can they find someone to steer this ship correctly? I have my doubts this season. I gotta be honest. I think they're on their way down. They do.
You think
You-
do
you-
you think they're gonna get relegated?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's rough.
West Ham.
Yeah.
With Sebastian Aller?
It's funny enough.
done nothing,
Remember
Lucas.
when I predicted West Ham to get relegated last season?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a season off.
You released a little too early.
But I know Norwich. They've just we mentioned them earlier. Yeah. Not good. Not good.
Norwich are going down. West Ham's going down. Southampton's going down. Done.
You think Watford will be fine?
Yeah, I like them. They're going the
Well,
way
they got their first win of the season.
Yep.
So
2-0 over Norwich City.
Do you think Southampton will sack Hasenhüttl?
I like him, but if it keeps going, probably.
Southampton lost 9-0.
I really like him as a manager.
Can't go any worse than that.
Yeah, their team.
I'm going
just-
for 10, boys.
How's Villa doing?
Villa, they got a 2-1 loss at the hands of Wolves.
Shame. I like Villa.
Yeah. Big win by
Yeah.
Newcastle. 2-1 over Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Everton get a huge victory yet again. 2-1 on the road at Southampton.
Yeah, they needed
Beast
that.
that is Adam Traore is playing well for Wolves.
Yes.
So you got called up to Spain.
Good for him.
Too. Wow. That's different.
Now,
Been good.
he was actually supposed to be playing for Mali because he was considering changing his nationality to them, but then Spain had some injuries and they're like, let's cap him.
If
Yeah.
he went to play for Mali, there would be 3 players for Mali, all named Adama Traore. So they could have all been on the field at once.
That'd be so confusing.
Who's who? I don't know.
I wish he did because Mali actually is an underrated national team in my
I
opinion.
feel
Yeah.
Spain's half a little bit better than Lucas. Tiny bit.
But is
Tiny
he,
bit.
realistically, is he gonna play for them?
If you
Probably
get
not.
called up and does well,
But they do this. Spain does this a lot. Like
Yes.
many other countries, they call players, call them up, play them for a few minutes in a competitive match, and then don't call them up again.
yeah.
And that could very well happen if
Yes.
Adama Traore doesn't reach higher
To be fair,
heights.
with the way Spain has been playing recently, I think Mali would give him a good game.
Let's move to Germany.
Yeah.
Dun,
Where-
dun, dun, dun.
The biggest game of the weekend, Der Klassiker, happened. That's what I was watching over Leicester Arsenal.
I don't know if it's the biggest. I mean,
I mean, Lucas predicted a 5-3 Dortmund win. What were you?
5-2.
5-2. What are you smoking, man? What are you? Come on. in the Allianz Arena. Dortmund cannot win in the Allianz Arena.
Okay. From what I saw, Dortmund were absolutely terrible. They didn't have a shot for like 70 minutes, it seemed.
And I don't hate Dortmund, but they just seem to always play poorly when they play Bayern.
No, only in the Allianz Arena.
That's also true.
Even when Dortmund actually last won in the Allianz Arena, which was a DFB Pokal match, they played pretty badly, but somehow like Ousmane Dembele was insane for them that day and created some chances for the win.
I always forget he was there. I always forget
He's
that.
only there for one season.
I know,
but
but
he was
he
incredible.
did good.
Like, I wish he stayed there for longer, but then maybe we wouldn't see the emergence of Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But he was subbed off in the 30th minute.
It was an injury or he was just bad.
I can find the quotes, but
I did not watch this game.
I thought Dortmund
I didn't
controlled the
either.
game well for the first 5 minutes, and then they lost it.
yeah.
I thought in the first 5 minutes, like, okay, Dortmund actually might do something.
There was a man named Robert Lewandowski on the field, and he just cannot stop scoring.
Keeps scoring. I mean,
He's in fantastic
he just knows where the ball is at all times.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a lot of step overs or fancy flicks like Ronaldo, and he doesn't have the dribbling excellence
how to
of
score.
Messi or Aguero, but he can score the goal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best finisher in Europe by far in the world.
At least he's 100%.
Right now,
I
yeah.
mean, to be fair, there could be a better finisher in some unknown league in like Brazil, but right now, as we know, Robert Lewandowski, yes,
He does score in the 17th minute.
So why Jadon Sancho was subbed off? Favre, the Dortmund coach, said that he subbed him out in the first half mainly because I had to do something with what he was showing on the pitch, and he was getting dominated by Alphonso Davies.
our main
Alfonso.
man from Canada, Edmonton, Alberta.
I might be a bit biased, but I think he was man of the match.
He was pretty good at left back, yeah. He had multiple players in his pocket.
He was incredible,
Yeah.
honestly. I was so happy for him because obviously I want Dortmund to do well and be competitive with
He
Bayern.
was on the One Football app. He was second highest in the best player ranking.
I mean, those votes are kind of.
it's meaningless, but they had Lewandowski first.
Yeah.
Of
And then-
course.
and
But
then
yeah,
Davies.
he held himself so well. I was so impressed by him. I know he played left back for Canada last summer at the Gold Cup, and he didn't have a great match there. And many people were like, "Why aren't you playing him higher up the pitch?" But Bayern have a plan for him. They think he can become a great left back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's an
Well,
attacking
not even
fullback.
that, like-
He's Andy Robertson. Gets up forward.
I don't know about Andy Robertson. I would say
You know
more
what I
like
mean?
Trent.
He
No, I wouldn't say
he
Trent
gets
either.
into the attack.
I say he is a quite skillful player,
Yeah.
but if he improves defensively, like position wise, and
Do you think more of like a Danny Alves?
he has a better defensive work rate.
No, definitely. You know how those Brazilians are
But
in
yeah.
defensive work rate.
yeah,
He's unique to himself, in my opinion.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So like I said, Robert Lewandowski opens the scoring in the 17th minute. Then another man who cannot stop scoring, Serge Gnabry, he doubles it in the 47th. Lewandowski steps up yet again in the 76th, and then Mats Hummels, forgot what team he played for, put in his own net. 4-0 Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Bayern just controlled and dominated this
The
game.
Bayern Munich freight train is still a
I
rolling.
want to say it's a freight train right
It's
now.
a freight
but
train.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the players are kind of pissed when the manager got sacked and they had to show what they're worth.
Yeah, and also the manager, was it Flick?
Yeah.
He's definitely emphasizing defensive shape for this team right now.
Because they
Just
need
back
a
to
little
basics.
bit defensively. Lewandowski will score. Just defend.
I think the only good player for Dortmund I thought was maybe Axel Witsel, maybe. He played okay, but
Finish.
yeah, he made some good defensive interceptions.
Yeah. So,
Fabian, what did you think?
Let us
I know you're watching. Just comment below.
so whilst you can agree or disagree with me with this, I think Dortmund weren't having enough presence of players running in behind
No,
or
not at
anything.
all.
Götze was pretty much shut down because he doesn't provide that option.
This is just
I didn't see Thorgan Hazard really either trying to take on a man or making runs in behind that well.
they were just shut down.
Yeah, Julian Brandt, I don't think
I didn't see him.
Did Royce play? Did
he
he
came on later.
Yeah.
I know Dortmund had one good chance where they crossed into Paco Alcacer, and
And
he
let's-
should have scored really.
And Mr. Hakimi also didn't really show much up front.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, did Dortmund put all their energy into the Champions League midweek
That was a
Champions League
huge game
and
for
then
them. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they were. I'm not gonna give any excuses because this was a terrible performance.
Yeah,
but
that's not
maybe
fair.
they're because you have all this adrenaline for one game and
They
especially
use it
when you
in the
come back,
Champions-
it's
Yeah.
great.
They
And
came
maybe
back,
they weren't able to
It's
bring
hard.
enough.
It's hard to have such a high midweek to come back to just another league game. I know this is a huge game as
Yeah.
well, but it's hard to get yourself up for yet another match.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And
When they played
I've
almost
seen
the
that with
exact.
Celtic, honestly. I've seen us go and have a great result away from home in Europe and then come back home, we lose 3-0 to Livingston. And I go, what is happening?
But you think it's Bayern. This is your big rival. They defeated
Yeah.
you 5-0 last season.
have some heart and step up.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing to see.
Let's go down the Bundesliga table because it's still
Any last thoughts,
very,
Waz?
very close.
No last thoughts. Okay.
Top spot is actually belonging to Borussia Mönchengladbach. They picked up a big 3-1 victory at home against Werder Bremen.
We cannot provide analysis because the game was at 5:30 in the morning.
Yes. Patrick Herrmann does score 2 goals in that game for Gladbach. Second place, you have RB Leipzig. Big 4-2 victory on the road at Hertha Berlin. Timo Werner is scoring for them. Things are good at Leipzig. Third place, like we mentioned, was Bayern Munich. Fourth, still surprisingly, is Freiburg.
Yeah.
They got a good
Freiburg
1-0
doing good.
victory over Eintracht Frankfurt.
Can I show you guys something?
Okay.
Okay, so
Are you going to
there's
show the people watching as well?
it's kind of copyrighted, but maybe I can do something.
There was 3 red cards in this game, was.
Good. Bloodbath.
Okay, so Liam, I don't know if you want to try to lean over. Can you see it?
Sure.
No,
Just
Okay.
go.
So I'm sure. So the context for those listening. So it's the 94th minute between Freiburg and Frankfurt. It's 1-0 Freiburg, and right now the ball's going out of bounds, and Abraham from Frankfurt is chasing for the ball and is trying to get it for a throw-in. Now I will show these gentlemen around me what happens next.
I can't really see, but
Wow.
it's okay.
that's just dumb.
What do you do, Oz?
Tackle the manager.
Did you actually?
I'm pretty sure.
That's
I
fantastic.
think that was the manager.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the
Freiburg
manager.
I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever
You
seen.
got a straight red for it, yeah.
Good.
Then there was a red card at the 100th minute.
Although I
For
would,
a
I would
Freiburg
love
player.
to see that in the Premier League.
I should have muted it, but my bad.
I would have loved to see someone just tackle Pep Guardiola. Could you imagine that? And Pep Guardiola tries to fight back. No, Klopp would want to fight back. Pep Guardiola would think he's under attack.
Here we go. Better angle for Liam.
Yeah, that was
Why would you do that?
like
He just shoulder checks him.
that is
I mean, the coach embellishes fantastically, but yeah.
I mean,
Red card.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. 100%
what did you
it's
think
red
was going to
card.
happen? You're going to get a warning?
This is going to be at least a 5-game suspension.
Good.
though.
Yeah,
good. This
like,
is
you can't just
no class,
shoulder
man. No
check the
class.
manager.
And he'd probably
Now, yes, if Pep just got shoulder checked, I think we'd all laugh.
Yes,
But-
Yes.
at the moment because it's funny, but
But
honestly,
it
it's
is
not
bad. You
respectful.
can't be doing that.
He's probably going to get stripped of the captaincy too. That's your captain doing that. Incredible
Sure, we get
scenes.
banned from the Bundesliga.
No, he's not going to get banned from the Bundesliga, but it's going to be a hefty fine
Yeah.
and a suspension. Yeah,
And he plays for Mönchengladbach?
Frankfurt.
Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
No, you just made a mistake. That's all good.
Sorry.
It's not okay.
No,
I don't know
mistakes.
football.
I'm sorry to hear. Oh yeah, it's great to see Gladbach 4 points ahead. Like I know they started well this season last year, and then they collapsed in the second half of the season. But
If you can pick up wins early, though, like you're looking good.
and I think they have a great coach.
Yeah.
Next year, Mönchengladbach, Champions League favorites?
No.
I mean,
I'm giving
Probably
him a
not.
strong no.
No? Okay.
Can we go to Spain?
Where Barca finally did something?
Yes,
Because of a magical man named Messi
potentially.
scoring goals again?
Barcelona went 4-1 over Celta Vigo. I mean, Celta Vigo are pretty bad. They're down at the very bottom.
I'm
But-
so disappointed.
Yeah.
Come on, Aspas.
yeah, go.
Lionel Messi does score a hat trick.
Oh, come on. Ballon d'Or already. Just give him to him.
Ansu Fati started though.
I prefer not to speak.
Yeah. Did you see the goals?
I saw his free kick. Goalie, learn to position yourself correctly. He was about 3 steps far to his right.
Yeah. So, this is good for Barca. They need to win.
They need to get some wins
Lucas,
in.
pretty much whenever you have a 4-1 victory, it's good for you.
Yeah. I don't have.
They won 4-1.
You know who
Terrible
else-
result.
You know who else scored 4 goals? Real Madrid. 4-0 over Eibar.
Now I'm hearing Benzema
Benzema.
looking fantastic. I saw a tweet from a Chelsea fan talking about Hazard. He's like, "Oh, Hazard is back. He's back to his to what he what he is. Yeah. And it just shows a clip of him getting by a few players and then his ball across getting deflected out. I'm like, I mean, that's nice, but it's not out of this world. No. I didn't see the game, but
it's not 100 million.
Like good. Hazard in Chelsea would control the game and make plays himself and win games for Chelsea himself.
I'm sure he still had a good game though.
But yeah, and I guess he doesn't in a squad like Real Madrid.
Benzema is currently Real Madrid's best player. Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember the last podcast we were kind of giving him a little flags. He's like, "Oh, he's in the shadow," and he's like,
"Well, we were mentioning that."
But he was in the shadow.
He's good. It's just he doesn't get enough praise as he should. I think.
No, we asked if he was underrated.
Well, do you remember when Lucas said Granada would win La Liga?
Yeah.
They're already down to 8th.
What did you? I was joking, obviously. If you can't tell if that's a joke,
they're 8th, Lucas. They're 8th.
Lucas, you never know with you.
I even said it was joking.
Do you know who scored goals this week? Atletico Madrid. Good job,
More
Atletico.
Than 2 goals.
Yeah, 3-1.
More than 1 goal.
Still scoring more than
Alvaro Morata. Big man things.
He's on a good form.
He actually is, yeah.
In like consecutive matches. It's great to see. Hopefully he keeps it up. Come on, Atleti. I'm not.
You are a weird fanboy for that club. I don't like it.
I don't know. I just
Sevilla beat.
He's a football hipster.
I mean, he is.
There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't say it's a bad thing.
You made it seem like a bad
No.
thing.
He's a football hipster.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Ajax. Do I watch Ajax? No.
I don't watch Ajax.
I don't know.
But I'm a big fan.
I don't know if that means you're a big fan.
I like their bad. Stop talking. This is why we get slacked on TikTok.
Listen.
Because you feel I like their badge. I'm telling you. We may not be European. We may be from Canada. We do watch football. We do actually have opinions.
Wallace just doesn't watch.
Unfortunately, I don't have
Dutch
access to the
football.
That's
Eredivisie.
fine. Don't say shit like, I like their badge.
It's a cool looking
This is why people go, this is why Americans shouldn't talk about sport. Like, you are the reason we get slated on TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to our TikTok. It's actually pretty decent.
It's follow, not subscribe.
Piss off.
Yeah, and to those on YouTube and podcast apps, thank you for listening.
If you're still here.
I know on the podcast apps last week, the episode where I think from last Sunday, we got a lot more people listening to that. So to those of you listening right now, thank you.
iTunes, give us a 5-star review. It actually helps a lot.
Stupid thing about iTunes, like the last podcast I posted, it was up everywhere, but iTunes it wasn't. Like, what's going on?
Unfortunate.
Fix it.
I can't do anything.
Anyways,
that was all that was in Spain.
Yeah.
Italy. There was one game in Italy. One game.
No, there was 10.
Nope, there was one. There
was one that really mattered.
And it was extremely boring. Juventus beat AC Milan 1-0.
I wouldn't say it was a boring game, just because obviously you expect more goals, but there was still quite a bit of action in this match.
scored, which
yes.
is good to see.
Yeah.
He's doing
They
good
took
things.
off Cristiano Ronaldo in the 55th minute.
He was pissed.
He was not happy.
I'm telling you, his time's coming up.
I mean, he is coming off an injury, is he not?
Yeah, but I mean, Lucas, you know what happened? I got the score prediction right again this week, man.
I mean, you just had a good week, and I had an average week.
What did you predict for this game?
1-0.
Did you actually? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Serie A, so 1-0,
but
1-1.
But AC Milan didn't play bad at all. Like this was
For once.
But Wojciech Szczęsny.
He's got a tough name to pronounce in Polish. Yes.
Szczęsny.
Yeah, whatever.
Szczęsny.
We know who you're trying to talk.
You mean Szczęsny?
No, it's Szczęsny.
Lucas, stop! You're embarrassing yourself.
No, that's how you pronounce it in Polish.
Yeah, but
I think
you think how many people you think are hearing this and thinking you're saying this wrong?
Szczęsny.
Szczęsny.
Can you stop, Lucas?
Just shut up and talk.
What do you want to talk about this man? What do you want to
Just say,
He
wait.
was fantastic in this match.
Was he?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, because he's probably one of the more underrated keepers in Europe. Because he doesn't rate him because he plays for Juventus.
No, I just don't think he's that good compared to Allison and All Black. This guy's miles behind.
No, he's not miles behind. Are you kidding me? Maybe
He's at least 4 bus lengths.
Oh no, but just because he has Bonucci and Delit in front of him. It's not that
I mean,
great.
I know you don't like Waz and I, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean
I just him. I don't like him. I can handle you for a little bit.
But it doesn't mean that he's not a great keeper. Not one of the best in the world.
Question: does that mean Buffon was not a great keeper because he played for Juventus?
Buffon
No,
the
no.
buffoon.
I think Buffon's a little bit overrated. I gotta be honest.
God, this man. This man is you are a buffoon.
I mean,
No, that's Buffon. Buffon's a buffoon.
No, you're the fraud.
Call me what you want.
The
That's
thing
what-
is, like,
I give my
right
opinion. That's
now-
why I'm here.
Hashtag fraud gang.
Sure. Hashtag it up. I don't give a shit.
I mean, like right now, of course, he's not because he's old.
How many clean
but like,
sheets is Szczęsny getting?
In Serie A,
So there's a lot.
this league is a 0-0 draw.
There's a reason why a club like Juventus went for him. So shush your mouth.
Because he was cheap.
No, because he was great for Roma, and they're like, let's weaken Roma,
Yeah,
and
weaken
let's
teams around us.
and let's make us even better. And he has saved them in several games.
How many Champions League titles has Buffon won?
I mean,
I don't think he's
how many has Zlatan won?
To be fair, Buffon has a World Cup title.
Yeah.
Point proven.
Yeah, but Buffon had a hell of a team in front of him that World Cup.
Oh my!
It's not like
Yes.
It's not like he played like he was a donkey.
I'm not saying he's a donkey. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying
He's a
people go, oh my god, he's
did
the
you
best
know?
of all time. He's not.
Did you know championship teams also need a world class defense in front of their keeper?
What, really?
I
didn't know
that. You push him, I'll push him.
I mean, I kind of have to agree with him though. Like Buffon.
Well, that means Alisson's
That's
not
kinda
that
weird
good
to say.
because he has Van Dijk in front of him, I guess.
I'm not saying that the defense in front of him made him not a good goalie. What I'm saying is, you can't judge the defensive record based on just him. He won the title. Okay, there's not just him that won the title.
He's a very good keeper.
Yeah, and he was doing this, putting great performances for Juve, and he's
Yes.
until he was like in his late 30s.
Yes, Buffon is a good goalie.
He's more than good.
But you're calling
He's a legend.
But you don't think Szczęsny's good because he plays for Juventus.
It's not because he plays for Juventus. Compared to the goalies in Europe, the top 5 goalies in Europe, he's not on that
I think you
list.
could compare him to some of them.
I think he's
All
underrated.
Black, I think he's not as good as All Black.
I don't think
he's as good as
I'm
Allison.
not saying he's as good.
I don't
as
think he's
them.
even as good as De Gea.
I mean, De Gea's a great shot stopper, but how he's been this season, was in your opinion?
He's been okay.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay.
He's been good. He's been the hair.
Okay.
He's let in a couple, but
Well, I think some respect needs to be put on his name. I know he was crap for Arsenal. I know that.
let's be real. A lot of people have been crap for Arsenal. So that's
And
more.
you know,
I think that's more of an Arsenal.
I
thing.
don't care. I'm gonna get slated online. I don't care because it's my opinion. That's why I'm here. It's
Question.
an opinion podcast.
When
Yes,
was-
and I respect your
Fair
opinion.
enough.
No, you
So,
don't.
Back to Arsenal. When was the last time they had a good keeper? They had to bring in an old Petr Cech to save them for a bit.
Petr Cech was the best keeper they've had for a long time, and he's still not very
Leno
good.
hasn't been terrible.
It's still Arsenal. And they have
When you have okay, well,
When
we were
was
talking
the
about
last good
Arsenal's
Arsenal
defense. When you're talking about
Raymond.
Yeah,
No,
probably.
wasn't lame. David Seaman.
David Seaman.
Oh god, that's a big yikes.
Well, they had Lehman, then they had I don't know.
Oh,
Arsenal things.
we're gonna get slated for that.
I
Sorry.
don't care.
Yeah, this is great.
I've
well,
given up caring this
They had
episode.
Fabianski. They had
another
They had Fabianski.
it's some Spanish goalie that Almunia. That was the guy. Almunia. You remember Almunia?
Almunia played for Watford for a while.
He played for Arsenal quite a bit, and he was slated quite a bit. Sorry about getting off track about Juventus and
Yeah,
AC Milan.
This guy
we
always.
go
Because
into
there was nothing
Arsenal.
to talk about.
Let's be real. He says something, we get triggered, we attack him.
Basically, honestly.
Realistically, I would like to have a nice civil conversation with Liam, but sometimes that isn't the case with some
Paulo
of the things he
Dybala
says.
scored a goal for Juventus. Yay.
This was a great goal.
Napoli drew 0-0 with Genoa. Yay.
look,
Inter somehow beat 2-1 Hellas Veronas. Yay.
I apologize to our.
Atalanta, they drew 0-0.
I apologize to the viewers and listeners that like Serie A. We
Roma,
cannot control them
Roma, they lost 2-0.
Next podcast, we are getting a muzzle for him.
What's a muzzle?
It's what dogs have to do to stop barking.
Keep their mouth closed.
Oh.
And
that would be
today, on
funny.
the 90th minute, Lucas learned what a muzzle was. So, yeah, this is the 90th minute.
What is happening?
Lucas, what's wrong with you today?
Me?
I'm the one who's saying today. Me
I think
and Greg,
it's you. You started this all, I gotta be honest.
You guys are so silly.
Do you want to go talk about France or no?
Waz, you showed up in worse, like some stupid
Talk to me.
sunglasses.
Talk to me right now. Talk to me. Talk to
I
me.
am talking to
You
you.
guys predicted
Listen,
Marseille versus
really weird.
Lyon.
Yes. And that was the one thing I actually got right.
It ends 2-1 for Marseille.
Yes, the one thing was got wrong.
One thing.
Dimitri Payet scored both of them.
Hey.
Good to see him doing something.
Yes.
He's back in form.
Yeah, I was at work, so I was not able to see this game. But
Because if you were not working, would you have actually watched that game?
I would have watched that or Juventus AC Milan.
At the end of the day, I was actually hoping Milan would score another one just to make the 2-2 and rub in your face.
My God.
I'm the champion right now. I predicted this.
I would have watched Marseille Lyon or Juventus AC Milan.
Well, those were the games at 1 o'clock.
I would have rather have watched a brick wall for 7 hours or repeatedly smashing my forehead into it.
It's not that bad.
I would have rather watched Fulham.
They don't play at that time. They
I
always
don't
play on
care.
Saturday.
I would have gone back to their highlights of last season.
The PSG.
That's how bad I was.
That would have been depressing.
Yeah.
I think you need to relax. Your blood pressure is too high.
I mean, you have like a live watch along Liam watching a Serie A game one time.
Just the worst.
If it's actually a good game,
See,
which happens
I try to have respect for all
occasionally, but I got
all the leagues except for Liga.
But there was a few good
Except
games.
for League One. We all hate League
Look,
One.
yeah.
Shout out to Cagliari. They beat Fiorentina 5-2. Cagliari are now 4th place.
Yeah, that was good.
Cheers.
maybe
They're in good
Greenberg
form.
did not show up.
call me silly, but maybe we're just sleeping a little bit on the Italian league. You know,
I mean, there's been games where there's been
It's kind
fantastic.
of competitive.
It's not all 1-0, 0-0, draws.
and I mean,
It's not, but
Not-
there's
not-
a good amount.
Yes, in every league there is.
right now it's Bundesliga and Premier League.
Yes.
They're super competitive. La Liga's okay. Dude, Serie A's just there. They're there. It's not bad. It's not great.
I think there's been great games and there's great storylines as well. There's a title race still going on.
It is good to see that Inter is
Essentially,
still keeping
Lucas,
it close.
If you like anything from Serie A, he will find a way to find a bad. He will find a negative to your positive.
Another thing is Napoli still needs to get into form.
Napoli's in
They've
7th
been
place.
off.
That is concerning.
Liam and I are like a battery. There's a positive and a negative side.
I think I just kind of made that up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I caught your point
Yeah,
from.
exactly. That's why you listen to me.
And he put on the glass.
Are you concerned about Napoli though?
Yeah, they're in 7th place.
Yeah, they need to be. They should be in that title race, like with them. Like honestly.
Also, there was breaking news that Mertens apparently is going to be going to Inter Milan.
Yeah, I don't know if how legit that rumor is, but
That'd be
That's
crazy.
insane.
I mean,
Look at this man.
Liam's just.
I'm
done.
counting something right now. I gotta be
Oh,
honest.
the
Liam's-
mathematicians here. Oh boy.
I think he's counting all the 0-0 and 1-0 games in the
Stat
series.
man Liam.
How many 0-0 games were there this week in Serie A?
2,
I think there were like 3.
1, 2, 3.
There was 6 this year so far in the Premier League. Come at me. Come at me.
I mean, I'm not saying the whole Serie A
different-
league is great, but
Two
there's
different styles, two different cultures. Okay. Who has more World Cups?
The thing is,
England or-
I think we can all agree that Italian football is more defensive.
It's always been
Yes.
like that.
Yes. So
I think it's been going away from that in recent years,
Well,
though.
they're trying. It's not clearly working.
Oh, it's working for some teams.
Right? They brought in Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's not even scoring in the league. So, like, that's not...
He was last year.
Yeah.
Bro,
well,
Lukaku's scoring in this league.
at least that's...
You're not helping your case here.
Yeah, but then you say Cristiano Ronaldo's not. Then what case is there to be made?
Cristiano doesn't give
Somebody
a shit
named-
about Serie A. He waits till Champions League. Goes, okay, I'll show up now.
Yeah, and Luis Alberto has the most assists. So, it's...
Can we wrap up this Serie A discussion?
Okay, enough
Yeah.
of Serie A.
Anyone watches it going, I'm done with these
Yes,
guys.
I understand that.
I
Look,
do apologize.
we don't know how you're still here. If
I
you
do
are, though, we
apologize. I know.
very
I-
much appreciate you still being
Serie
here.
A does not look the most exciting on paper. It has some excellent quality players. He does not like Serie A. We are content with it. Lucas enjoys it. Now
I know I start the tire fire,
Yes.
but you have to realize that's my job here. Like,
Now, I think we should move on
You have to stir the pot.
to apparently what we know best.
USA, baby.
USA. We're Canadian. Please get I will slap you if you call me
The
American.
MLS
assault.
final was
Fight me.
today. Shut up.
Live on his own.
Shut up. MLS final was today in Seattle. It was Seattle Sounders versus Toronto FC. Now, Toronto, Canadian. Us, Canadian connection. Wow. But it did not go very well for TFC. Kelvin Leardman, like the pronunciation, He opened the scoring in the 57th minute. Victor Rodriguez in the 76th.
Actually, I would have watched this game if I didn't have work. 'cause it
I
was
would
at
have
the-
watched this. You're
It was
correct.
at 1 o'clock, yeah.
Raul Rudiaz, he scored in the 90th minute to make it 3-0.
That's a killer of a
And
finisher.
then Josie Altidore, just as a consolation,
Josie.
whoopee. 93rd minute makes it 3-1. Good job, Seattle.
Solid victory. Congratulations on your title. I'm glad this game didn't go to extra time or penalties like it always does every year
Yeah.
they play. It'll be like 0-0. Funny enough, I was actually watching this game on Saturday because I thought this game was on Saturday night. So I was at work in the bar watching Toronto FC versus Seattle. And then I wake up in the morning and I realized, oh, wait, that was just a replay from 2 years ago.
Yeah, these two teams have been in the final 3 out of the last 4 years.
So I'm like, what do you mean they haven't played? I swear I was watching them last night, and I was trying to figure out who won, and wow.
And you say I'm the one that's out to lunch on this podcast.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't tweet anything about that. That would
No, yeah, I was gonna maybe message you guys because they were like throwing like streamers at one of the players during the corners. I'm like, that seems very disrespectful.
Were you able to watch the match?
Today?
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it.
With that little bit, what did you think?
It seemed pretty even.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 3-1, very even.
I mean, looking at the stats, I know shots and possession doesn't tell the full story. I'm sorry we weren't able to watch this match. We were busy, so sorry
We
about
have
that.
lives.
But yeah, Toronto FC and Seattle, 14 shots. Toronto had 5 on goal, and Seattle had 6, while Toronto dominated possession. But yeah, it seems like it was
It's all about taking your chances.
I mean, I know in past MLS Cup Finals, it's kind of similar between these two teams because I know Seattle kind of like played very defensive for their first MLS Cup win against Toronto when they won in the penalty shootout. So I'm kind of interested if that was the case, but unfortunately, I don't know, and I apologize for not watching it.
The funny thing is these were probably the two teams people did not expect
No,
to be
not
here.
at all.
I
I think people expected the LAFC versus
I also
Atlanta.
didn't expect this podcast to go this long.
No,
Very
this
good
is
Oh,
It's almost 11 o'clock. If
Yes.
you ever wonder why we're yawning or tired on the podcast, we were recording very late at night.
After
almost-
work.
after work.
So-
Yeah,
so- sometimes 8 p.m. Right now it's almost 11 p.m. our time, so there's that. And usually we have to Lucas catches games at 5 in the morning for in the weekends, so there's also that. So yeah,
well, there's no games on Monday at 5 a.m.
No.
he means like you wake up this morning.
And one thing I'd like to mention, I think we should have said this at the start. Thank God I remember. Lest we forget, it's Remembrance Day, so yeah, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here without them. So
That was very
Yes.
good, Wazzy.
for sure.
But yes, I think we are going to wrap up this podcast.
Yes, this
We've
is
covered
insane.
many things. Got off topic very much so. I was at fault for most of that, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for, like I said. So, like I said, if you are a new subscriber, we greatly appreciate you. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Help us get our name out there. If this is your first time viewing us, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We would also greatly appreciate that. Comment down below, get involved in the conversation, and hit us up on any and all social media. Links are in the description. From myself, Liam, Waz, Lucas, Greg, all of us here at the 90th minute, we appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. Yeah, this has been yet another week in a beautiful game. See you next time.
Next week we check out Venezuela. Massive game. Probably one of the biggest games the Premier League has had to offer in a couple of years. I mean, between these two, it's always a big match, and it could be title deciding already.
Do the both of you agree that this is a must-win game for City?
Oh, no doubt. Oh, for Liverpool too.
That gap is there right now for Liverpool.
Because well, I mean, if Liverpool loses, can maybe like start a little tumbling down.
What do you got?
3-1 Liverpool.